Hey, what's going on, Epic 7? We're back with a kind of a fun tier list here. I'm not exactly used to making these kind of tier lists, but you know what? There's a mission, hey, saying, hey, make this tier list, so you know what we're going to do? We're going to have fun with it. We're going to do a waifu only story farming 5-star only tier list. As you can see, you got Teiyu here looking absolutely displeased because all males are in the male category. So we're going to just go ahead through this lightning round, starting with Abigail. Abigail, I want to put her in like decent, but she has immunity or she has immortality for the back row, so you know what, that would keep her in the decent tier list. Especially Euphine, she can counter, she can if the story stages hits her and targets her and triggers her and activates her trauma. Pretty freaking fun. So I will throw her in amazing. Accolade and runs not out yet. Plan, superb, pretty much like you're talking dual tax out the wazoo with her. So hey, and she's Landy's sister. Albedo, I'll put her in best. She's a collab hero, but she's a pretty decent farming option. Alencia, I don't care if she is 500-year-old trapped in body. She's a no. I'm not going on it. She's a no. Ahmed, put Ahmed in best. Not too great, not too amazing, but I'll keep her in best. Ravi. She can bring back a dead ally. She's not exactly like waifu. I'll slide her in decent. Her ability to revive a dead ally is a saving grace on her. Aram, well, she can activate off of AoEs with her non-attack. If you have her on Bird's Eye, she can generate souls. So it's not the worst idea, but if you're using souls in story, yeah, it's not exactly like ideal. Unless you're running with Wall, I'll throw her next to around it here. So there you go. Araminta. I'll chalk her up to amazing. She's got AoE burn. She's got AoE uh, strip. Pretty sure she's got a AoE stun too. Give that a quick check here. AoE stun. Yeah, yeah, she's got a stun, a strip, and the burns. So yeah, I'll put her in amazing. Archdemon, I'll put her in best. She's got a guaranteed dual attack. Um, which isn't exactly like the worst thing if you have her with high attack users. So it clears up the stage. They're not exactly gonna. She's not exactly gonna be able to use seal, unfortunately. But yeah, it's not too bad to have. Arya, she's really fallen off. I guess she's really good for the recent Hall of Trials. But if she can stealth your entire team and just counterattack, you have the gear for it. I'll put her in amazing just because if the gear is good, she can pop off. Arunka, boy, this hero is something else. She's apparently good for Rift, but nobody's farming Rift, so I'll put her in decent. I don't know how many story stages farm and have a freaking barrier form on the mobs. Because if they get a barrier, she can one-shot them and extinct them. But other than that, like, you're not really using her much, if anything. Atlanta, yeah, I'll put her in best. Like, I more or less just kind of just don't do much with Atlanta. She needs a buff, if anything. She's a discount Mort, but Mort's a guy, so you don't want them counterattacking. I don't even think the counterattack works against the monsters. See, this is why this is kind of like out of my element because I don't really like do much with the PvE mode aspects. I just watch Tristan's videos, or Maury's videos, and just kind of shut my brain off and just go from there. So yeah, this is kind of like out of element for me. But yeah, we'll just put her in best. Leica, she can hold a book, but you're just running this on auto. She's got the S2. If she lands target, she can S3 into a AoE. Pretty good for story stages. I'll put her in superb, but 15% exist, so I'll put her in amazing. Off, we have no idea what she does. But I like what she looks like so far, so I'll put off in best. Bikin bleeds. You can do an S3 to pop the bleeds. She's a collab, which is kind of a big detractor against her, but I will put her in best so I can get bonus points with Sue. Okay. Anyways. Bellion, AoE, counter, 3F. Need I say more? Put her in amazing. Bologna, AoE, defense break, focus stacks into more AoEs. Pretty much your prototypical. If you have everything defense broken, she can go ahead and just clear all the stages. I almost want to put her in superb. The greatest magic indeed. Brigida, I'll throw her in best. Pretty much just I've fought her commonly in RTA and stuff like that. She's fine, I guess. She gives attack buff to the highest attacker, so whatever. I'll just slide her in best. Argent Waves while young, she hasn't rerun yet, but with non-attack, she's pretty good for dealing with it if you have a non-attack. Plus, she's hot, so like amazing. Bibeless, Bibeless is kind of I put her in best. There are some monsters that'll counter, so Bibeless is not too bad, not too great, but not too bad. Briar, AoE, anything with AoE defense break is immediately in the superb category. You know what? Almost, you know what? No, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'll move Bibeless up one because she has an AoE defense break too, I think. Litica, well, Litica's waifu, but as far as stuff goes, I'd probably put her in decent. She doesn't exactly do much to really move the needle for stages. She gives you your team skill and modifier, and that's about it. Boss, amazing. #1 knight for that reason, because we're passive, so she can protect the back line, and unless the monsters can go AoE, they're not getting past her. If you have her with ER and stuff like that, you can really infuriate the monsters. Cecilia, she's pretty good for a knight, but she gets more use out of hunts and stuff like that, so I'll just slide her down to best. Kana, boy, this hero. Bomb Kana, there's a story to tell with her. I've pulled so many of Kana's, and I don't have her built. I don't have any of her built. And she's kind of like, I'm kind of waiting to see what they do with her, but you know what? I'll just put her in best. I know that there are some stages that it's good for her, but I mean, I've never really used her, like I said. Bystander, I'll put her in best too. Want to put her up, but she's kind of like, she doesn't exactly like pop off in terms of story stages and things like that. But yeah, I'll keep her in best. I mean, people are like, oh, why are you rating my hero so low? Well, this is just occurring to where I rate heroes and where I use them. Celine, there's a couple monsters that have non-attack skills that really like Celine pop off. But aside from that, she really doesn't do much outside of it. I mean, I do like Celine, so I'm going to put her in amazing. Sermia, I'm going to put her also in amazing because S2 into S3, if you run around creation and destruction, it's the funniest thing ever. So there's that. Chloe. I've got a question to make. I have never built my Chloe. There was a guide to build her. I took a look at it, tried it for a day, realized I couldn't do it, and I was like, nah, I can't do it. And then there's also the stuff with her being made Chloe and all that, and PvP and RTA and stuff like that, and it causes her to go down the list. But I'll be nice and put her in best. Shu. Okay, for those that know the lore of the story, in terms of waifu, I dictate my waifus as of legal age, and Shu is not that. And that's a no for me. That's a no for me, dog. Lilibet. I get it. She's a designer. I want to put her in the no category simply because she's tied to green a little bit. But I guess in the designer universe, she is of legal age. But I will put her in decent. Barely. She barely makes the cutoff. Which means I guess I'm going to go ahead and cheat here and just put the green a little bit in no. Simply because, yeah, not happening. Let's see what else we can do. Charlotte, no. Conqueror Lilius. She's got defense break, extra turn, can activate while young or any heroes that activate with non-attacks. I'll put her in best. Leica. Leica can put everything to sleep. She's got a target and a strip on her. Well, she's got a target on her S2 that pulls the highest attacker. I'll put Leica right next to Lilius. Justina's a revive option. I will put her in the best category as well. Yen, she can buff stack, she can dispel. But then, of course, like if it was Queen Diane, sure. So I regret to do this, but waifus, and I don't think Diane Tali in this form here is of legal age. So we'll put her in do. Can't be done with that. Arya, yes. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Single target nuke, runner with Nurse Yolhut. You've got the two of them together. And just watch the fireworks. So long as she's the highest HP and Yolhut targets her. Cerise, Cerise is kind of, I'll put her in best. Cerise has an AoE, she has a stun, she pulls the highest, she pulls a random attack with a random ally, which is not the most terrible thing. She's got her places in expos and stuff like that, but she's kind of like falling off. She's more or less a artifact banner at this rate, but I'll put her in best. Dizzy. Okay, so I got a confession to make. I started playing Epic 7 when Dizzy's rerun started and came back. And as far as things go with that, there's not a whole lot of it to go from. So outside of like the normal whatevers, I mean her S3 doesn't hit. She can stack the debuffs, probably infuriate the mobs. I'll put her in best and we'll just call it a day there. I mean, like I said, she kind of fell out of favor the farther along I got to playing and things like that. Bride Senya, amazing. She can protect the back line. She can do the S3 that can target everything. So if you put a squishy behind her, she gives a giant barrier. I'll keep her in the amazing tier. Sharoon, no. Like, let's face it. Sharoon, this form of Sharoon looks so suspect. I'll just go ahead and just go on, move on to the next one, which is Ida, who is a favorite character of mine. She's got the ability to hold book. She has an S2 that targets all. She has an S3 that targets all. And if you use a non-attack, you can push her up. And I, for that, like to use her. So I will put her in superb. Plus, Friendship 10 face. She is the only one where she smiles. Get on it, guys. Elena. Just because of her personality alone, I want to put her in no. Because I don't like her personality at all. But then she's kind of decent in RTA. But this is like story stages. And there are a lot of stages that do have AoEs that will target and pop her and proc her so her heal. And she has invincibility for a turn. I'll put her in best. Elphelt, never really used her. I know she's got a defense break. She's got a sleep on it. But since I've never used her, I'll put her in decent. Elvira, for the prospects of story alone, her 3-turn immortality is nice and all that, but I don't exactly think it really stacks up well in farming, so I'm going to put her in like decent to almost. I would almost make a whole category and just call it a waste of time. But since I'm at 6 categories right now and 6 tiers, I'll just put her in decent and we'll just go ahead and call it a day. Amelia, you got your she's another Soul Weaver, kind of dime a dozen. She can push the You could push someone with a 50% CR. She's the originator of Guardian Ice Crystal. That much I know from that. But I just put her in best, and we'll just move on. Pyrian Ilinav, amazing to best. Probably right up there with Boss in terms of like, yeah, I'm gonna move Boss up to superb. I'll put Ilinav in amazing just because Ilinav has the pen resist and all the other stuff. Doesn't exactly do anything, but she's pretty good when you're able to cycle the turns around. Estelle, I'm assuming Estelle's really good in farming and story and stuff like that. For as much as the monsters probably go in proper, she probably counters a bunch. So I could assume she's in superb to amazing. Fumir, she just came out. I don't think Fumir works though with her seal, with the ability to send monsters to the abyss. So I think we put her in decent, cause I don't know, kind of a detractor if anything. F10, from principle alone, for all this stuff that happens with me fighting Witch of the Mere Tibrius, I want to put her in the no category as well for bias. But she has an AoE provoke that ends up being activating a wild card if they counter. That's into a defense break. So, just on that alone, I'll put her in best because if you pair her with any of the AoEs or whatever, then you're clearing the stages faster. So she works, I guess. Lidica could reset, but I don't know. She can move up your allies with the CR bar with critical hits, but unless they go ahead and buff this hero, I'm just gonna put her in decent. She gives skill nullifier to herself, so that's a thing, I guess. FCC, she's pretty decent. She gives a barrier to herself. She can throw back the debuffs. So if any mobs go and debuff her, she can go ahead and throw those back. Pretty handy and helpful to have. Burnt, big damage. If you have her on Warfare set. If you have her on Riposte, it's not too bad. But I run her mine on Warfare, so yeah, she's got big damage. So I put her in amazing. Fenny, Queen of PvP. Fenny, Queen of PvP. She's a bit sus. She's a bit sus. The snake and all that and things to that degree. But as far as the stuff goes, I believe she is the legal age. So she just barely makes the cut, which makes her in the superior category. Ida, another reason waifu character and stuff like that. AoE defense break. For as much as the mobs are probably hitting and uncovering her, she's probably activating her shyness, which means she goes ahead into superb. Land doesn't exactly have a strip, as far as I'm aware. She has a defense break, so the mobs have. It's a good thing the mobs don't have immunity, I suppose, which is kind of fine. I've never exactly used her, so I'll just put her in best, and we'll just go ahead and just move along. Rita, no. Anyone that read the summer story, anyone that knows, she's 15, guys. Just stop making it weird. Ririn, yeah, superb. But RTA Bias wants me to put this hero in amazing and move along, so I'll put her next to Fern. The blue Fern, the blue Fumir, sorry. Fumir, she's got AoE sleep, which is pretty nice. I'm pretty sure defense break too. So yeah, that puts her in superb. Arcetti, AoE, AoE. I dislike fighting her in RTA, but you know what? The AoEs are nice. Katie, she too also has the AoE. If you run it on her with her artifact or Barius too, but he didn't get her artifact. Yeah, we'll put her in superb. Lua, well, guess what? Lua can go ahead here with her S3, provoking the enemies and stuff like that, and force them to attack her. Yufine, put her in best, because she's got the cleanse and the push-up. Wayang, look how they murdered my gal. Well, put her in amazing. We're just going to do lightning round here. Saria, she got a Gab buff for her saw more or less usage in Labyrinth, but guess what? She'll find her way into best category. Ilyanov, this girl needs a buff, but I'll put her in decent. Ivana has immunity and damage, ignore damage share. Darren Sharon doesn't really do much against monsters, but the immunity's kind of nice. But kind of a letdown of a hero. I'll slide her. Yeah, I'll slide her in best because she can cleanse and push up the team. Jacko can one-shot nuke something if they have a debuff. Can also go ahead and stun something else if she can. So, yeah, I'll put her in amazing. She can kill a couple of things. She said it depends. If you have the gear for it and use her or whatever. Blue Kisei I'll put on top. Superb. Scales, not exactly too sure on how well Scales does in PvE. I almost want to just put her in decent because I've never really tried to use her in PvE outside of the farming for the story and stuff like that. But yeah, that's about it. Laya, cleanse, S3 nuclear guitar, bass throw. The ability to cycle skills makes her amazing. Landy, no questions asked. Superb tier for Landy. Leafy, yeah, I guess it could really work with her. I'll put her in best. Litica, she's got bleach, she's got strip, she's got skill nullifier, which is nice. Put her best. Lilius, the mobs can make a non-attack skill, she can provoke them. And her S3 can cleanse debuffs, so I will put her in amazing. Lionheart for as many mobs that that duel or counter, amazing. LQC, no. Bologna, superb. Para, superb. Lua, yeah, decent. Luluka. Luluka's pretty amazing. For all things I can know. But this, like I said, lightning round. Luna, amazing. Chloe revives. Amazing. Alyssa, I'll put her on the same tier with her sister. Decent. Gala, amazing. Milim, best. The ability for her to have the AoE is kind of nice, but it takes some time to get to the AoE. Saria, amazing. Her passive for the hero doesn't work because it's RTA only, as far as I'm aware, so that's exactly a detractor, but she's allowed to counter. You have her on Elbrus, it works, so she's amazing. Mui, this lady needs help, guys. Mui, I've never built mine, I've never feared mine. I'll just slide her in decent and we'll just call it a day. Knockwool, more PvP oriented, so decent. Navy landing, superb. No questions asked. Luna, so the unbuffables helps. The seal's not really useful in story, but other than that, like, there's not much to really go off of. So we'll just put her in amazing. Almost want to put her in best, but yeah. Lulucar, cleanse. If the monsters make a non-attack, she can S3, or if she just innately just stacks her focus, she can pull it off on her own. But not too bad to have Soul Weavers in story. Sigrid, amazing, but like I said with Aruga, I don't know if there's any stages with monsters that go ahead and put up a barrier, so I don't know how well Sigrid works. She's got AoE that's kind of a saving grace on her, so it depends on the stage if there's any monsters that have barriers. Unless the monster steals the barrier, so I'll put her in best. Para can strip, she can put up escort. Build her fast enough, but I don't think she's really fast nowadays. I'll put her in amazing. Vibeless, I want to put her in superb because of like context that she is probably one of the strongest soul weavers. That she can provoke, she can Like the only thing that she can't do is she can't injure the opponent monsters. So I guess I'll just put her in amazing. P-Flan, AoE bombs, AoE control. I'll put her there. Politis, amazing. Ram. Oh, I really didn't use Ram much outside of like expos and stuff like that, so I'll put her in decent. Ravi, no. The context between Ravi and APOC is APOC, uh, yeah, you know what, never mind. I'm not even gonna get into the context of that. Rem's got the advantage because if ally dies and stuff like that, she could activate her demon mode, or if the monsters die, she could activate demon mode, so I'll put her in best. Rihanna and Luciella probably are amazing. What? Yeah. Fun fact, guys. These two are 16. So guess what? Rules are rules. No. See, told you I got a fast one on you guys. Renak. I'm pretty sure. For those that are like, why? Read the lore, guys. Read the lore. Hawkeye. Risa Hawkeye. Yeah, I'll put her in decent. Requiem Rowana. You got an AoE. If you build her on the damage triple torrent build, she can do damage. Put her amazing. Rowana. Right next to the other Rowana. For as much as the monsters probably counter and dual attack and stuff like that, Rowan's pretty decent for healing. Ruel. Can't escape her. Cannot escape her. But then obligation did not put her higher than Destina, so I'll put her below Destina on the list of best. Robin, yeah, Robin probably best. Ruiza, she's a forgetful hero, guys. What a disappointment this was. Salome can she's the only thing keeping Salome out of decent is the fact that Salome can pull a dual attack and she can defense break S3 on her and she's got the buff that Ross has, the debuff. That's the only thing that's keeping her out of decent. So it's not exactly best, but you know what? Now that I'm thinking it over, nah, she's decent. Saria, AoE, Mortality, superb. Yolha, Superhumanization, superb. Seaside Bologna, AoE, Whip Back, superb. Sea Phantom, Pushback. You got your heroes with Rage buff. She can go ahead and facilitate them. Amazing. Senya, she fell off so bad. Decent. Setsuka, superb. Galtier, decent. Sharoon. Now you guys are probably gonna say, Joe, why is Dragon King Sharoon in no? And you've actually ranked Fumir because I think in the lore, Shaman Sharoon is actually older than Dragon King, as far as I'm aware. But I'm gonna put her in decent just to like get rid of the context of that. The end. Well, for context, she's a little girl, and B, she's dead. So no, moving on. Shuna. She's got the sleep. She's got the here we sleep. She's got the heal. She's not exactly great, but like anything else, she's in the best. Silverblade, AoE burn, AoE stun, amazing. Sigrid, one target nuke, not too bad to have. Best. Solitaria, not terrible, not great. If you turn her skills off, she's fine. It takes just forever, so it's decent. Celine revives your team. Not the worst option to have, but I'll put her in best. Tenebria, boy, how this unit has fallen so far off. There was a time she was in superb because of stealth. If anything, she's probably in best and just falling off more and more. Sharklet, no. Saria, put her in best. Flagbearer, Sigrid, Pushback, all the other stuff. Putting her in best because of RTA. Sylvan Sage, yeah, best. Her passive doesn't work in story content with things, so that's kind of a pain in the butt. But yeah, she gets best. Kali, amazing. Tama, like the de facto. She is the de facto uh story soul weaver, I guess. Her and Fenny, especially if we have her on Warfare set. I'll put her in amazing. Nibria, we're in best. We don't know what Elvira does. Tomaka, put her in best. Tori, so put Tori in best. The voice knocks points off from amazing and puts her in best. Urban Shadow Shu. Vivian, superb. Cleanse. She kills something with her S2. She keeps going with it. So as long as she keeps killing stuff, she can wipe an entire stage. So yeah, that's pretty good to have. Witch of the Mirror, debuff, debuff, debuff. So put her in amazing. Young Senya, absolutely not. Young's in the name there, guys. Yufine, yeah, put Yufine in amazing. Yoha, pretty good knight. I'll put her in best. Yuna, I've never exactly used her. I've never exactly tried her out for story stage. People say she's good, but I've never exactly used her, so this is more or less my own preference. I'll put her in best. Giselle, you're tripping. Yes, I am. Best. Karina, pretty decent for the context of stuff for being a knight, but as S was a limited collab. Put her in best. Ning Ning, put her in decent. Winter, put her in best. And Heinz is a lick show. Not exactly a guy, but yeah, we'll put him next to Zio. Put Charon next to him. And Elvira, I mean, kind of just wouldn't do her right to be left by herself. So I'll put her at the end. We'll just assume she's best, okay? Anyways, this is my tier list, guys. This is not meant to be like anything like to be taken seriously or whatever. This is more or less just the only 5 stars. I'm not going to rate all the 4 stars and 3 stars. We'd be here all night, and I can't exactly do that. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace.